Previously on Forbidden Lands. After narrowly surviving a clash with an orcish hunting party, several merry marauders ended up in the Hollows, only to be followed by a rider warning of an oncoming siege by orcish reinforcements. Feverishly trying to seek a way to steal the village against the impending onslaught, several of the adventurers warned the townspeople to brace for attack. Unable to wake up, a tremendously broken and altogether narcoleptic Merimanian dwarf Throkar stayed blacked out on a goblin steed where he remained unconscious and forgotten, until a small servant girl inquired as to why the well-known goblin trader with a heart of gold and a questionably over-invested interest in saving the city was also looting midget corpses. The village elder, Miss Palmer, and her right-hand man, Olm, tried to dissuade the very take-charge goblin Rolt from stuffing women and children into the crypts and catacombs under the village, or worse, Miss Palmer's delightful home. Miss Palmer made several very salient points while Venaris began doodling with his sword in a completely non-euphemistic tactical planning session. A hairless and disgraced dwarf came to protest. Settling for nothing less than complete defilement of her dinette set, Rolt demanded Miss Palmer take in refugees before the battle. As the argument ensued throated, a feral goblin seized the opportunity to begin depleting the Hollow's tea supply, several cups at a time, much to the chagrin of Dahlia, a servant girl and possible daughter of Miss Palmer. Having been retrieved from the horse's ass and stashed in a room at the inn, Throkar regained consciousness, long enough to binge on broth and quickly hobble out in search of his missing dwarven comrades. Being drawn in by a large crowd headed through town, Throkar unassumingly found himself within mere feet of Yawim, a hairless dwarf he had been sent to handle on behalf of his clan. Finally, having convinced the village of the palpable violence that would follow at sundown, Rolt began to harangue as many horses, riders, and archers as he could. Venaris went to work training the townspeople in melee combat, hoping to give them a defensive edge against the invaders. Cryptically, Throated elected to track down a bird of some variety, finally settling on a chicken belonging to the delightful, albeit nearly blind, Gremla. Throkar considered confronting the shaven shyster, whom he blamed for the loss of his dwarven comrades, but ultimately realized that sleep offered a much more enjoyable path. The complimentary ale and turn-down service was incredibly lackluster, and Throkar made special note to leave a poor review on Yelp when he returned home. Rolt became unwittingly accused of burb thievery after Gremla fingered him as the mother clucker who capered her chicken. Thinking quickly, Rolt explained that the theft must have been perpetrated by his gobloid doppelganger, Throated, a sneaky goblin with an insatiable desire for tea and fowl. The day drew to a close as Cheyenne, a young wolfkin, sought out the young and dilapidated Rust brother, David Carradine, and forced him to provide information regarding his status as a lycanthropic worshipper of magic-imbued lawn sculptures. Heavily perturbed by this underage wolfling's piercing interrogation, David Carradine inadvertently activated the young wolf's latent demigod abilities during a montage of visions that can only be described as a woo. Night having fallen, the sound of war drums and orcish battle cries sliced through the night sky like loud drums and really ominous yelling from a terrifyingly dangerous group of tremendously agitated greenish warriors with severe underbites. Will Rolt's riders rage reasonable range raids against rough reinforcements rushing to ravage? Will Venaris' training of the townsfolk pay off or turn the Hollows into the gallows? Will Throated fry, boil, or grill the stolen burb? Will Cheyenne's newfound abilities cause her speech impediment to disappear along with her youthful innocence? And will she be able to warn David Carradine that autoerotic asphyxiation is more dangerous than the blood mist? Will Miss Palmer ask to see the manager of the orcish invasion? And will Throkar wake up before the orcish housekeeping services besiege his hotel room? Find out on another exciting episode of Forbidden Land Z.